Mr. Raskin.
The gentleman from Maryland is recognized for 3.5 minutes.
I thank the gentlelady. Madam Speaker, like 300 other witnesses called to meet with the January 6th committee and our staff, Mark Meadows was indeed cooperating with our committee and voluntarily released thousands of pages of admittedly unprivileged documents. And then something changed. His book came out, and apparently it embarrassed Donald Trump. And after ex-President Trump exploded and called the book fake news, Meadows performed a U-turn and suddenly refused to appear at the December 8th deposition that he had previously agreed to. He called his own book fake news, which is a pretty devastating review to render on your own book. And he brought a lawsuit against the committee alleging, check this out, that we have no legislative purpose. Meadows' sudden vanishing act cannot vaporize the Article I legislative power of our committee to investigate the massive assault on American democracy that took place on January the 6th. If the January 6th committee has no legislative purpose, then none of our committees do. For the first rule of democratic government is self-preservation. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 15 gives us the power to suppress insurrections and repel invasions against the Union. And this we will do by investigating and reporting on the most dangerous political violence ever unleashed against the Capitol by a domestic enemy. We have hundreds of questions. Yes, we do. The fact that Donald Trump, who gave Mr. Meadows a positive blurb for his book, apparently changed his mind about the book, doesn't mean that Mr. Meadows can now violate a congressional subpoena, something that Meadows frequently insisted upon himself as a leading member of the House Oversight Committee. And he knows it, and we have pages and pages of his insisting upon the central importance of honoring the subpoenas of Congress. We have hundreds of questions for Mr. Meadows about information he has already admitted is not privileged in any way at all by the executive privilege, the Fifth Amendment, or anything else. Here's one of them. How did the following text from a House lawmaker influence Trump's plans to overthrow Joe Biden's electoral college majority of 306 to 232 after Joe Biden beat Donald Trump? And here's what that lawmaker wrote him. On November 4th, a member of this body wrote to Meadows, here's an aggressive strategy. One day after the election, why can't the states of Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and other Republican-controlled state houses declare this is BS, where conflicts in election not called that night, and just send their own electors to vote and have it go to the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States? How did this text influence the planning of Mark Meadows and Donald Trump to try to destroy the lawful electoral college majority that had been established by the people of the United States and the states for Joe Biden? Those are the kinds of questions that we have a right to ask Mark Meadows. He does not have any special privilege above any other citizen to get out of his civic responsibility to participate. I yield back.
The gentlewoman from Wyoming reserves her time. The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.